News, the search for a popular social media influencer from Phoenix who split her time between the Valley and Sinaloa.
Mexican authorities say she was abducted 2 days ago, and there's some video circulating online that appears to show her being kidnapped by masked men and forced into a car. Karina Rubio is here in the studio tonight following the latest on the search for this young woman.
There's a lot of questions still here, but we do know there's a missing person bulletin for Nicole Pardo Molina. It's called the Protocolo Alba, and Mexican authorities issue those for missing women and girls. That alert system was created when an alarming number of women were murdered in or disappeared from Ciudad Juarez. Then Mexico expanded it nationally, and now the search is on for Pardo Molina. Nicole Pardo Molina, better known as La Nicolette, is a Mexican-American influencer with a big following on social media platforms, posting content about her lifestyle and businesses.
I think everything on social media influenced this to happen. You expose yourself to a lot of things.
According to this alert from the Sinaloa State Attorney General's office, she was last seen in a residential neighborhood in Culiacan, Sinaloa. It says her safety is considered at risk and she may be the victim of a crime. Videos circulating on social media show men appearing to abduct the 20-year-old from her purple Cybertruck in Culiacan and forcing her into a white car. Pardo Molina is originally from Phoenix, is said to have a residence here, and used to operate a boutique in this plaza at the corner of Indian School and 59th Avenue.
I'm gonna just let the video play here for a second.
I passed by once and saw the business windows broken. After the windows were broken, she closed her business.
We talked to a woman who works in the plaza and was hesitant to go on camera.
Okay, so social media influencer from Phoenix. She's Mexican American. Spent her time between, Phoenix and Sinaloa in Mexico. And unfortunately, she was abducted, as y'all seen that viral clip. That the video came from her Cybertruck. It looks like by three guys. And of course, one of them was armed, maybe all of them was armed, but they put her in the car and she hasn't been seen since. So, definitely one of the dangers of like being a social media influencer, because any and everyone can look at your stuff and kind of like, get an ideal of where you are and, places that you like to frequent and stuff like that, and just get a whole look into your life. And, these type of things can happen. So hopefully they're able to recover her safely. But it just goes to highlight the dangers of putting so much of your life on social media, not having really a barrier between strangers who can just sit anywhere and plot on you. You don't have any type of barrier because you're just putting everything out there. And I'm sure, on her social media, you know, people know certain places. Like, so if you're posting that you are somewhere, you posting videos of you being in a certain place, and humans are like creatures of habit. So majority of the time you're gonna go to these same places over and over again. Another thing too is, if you're gonna be a social media influencer and you're gonna, you amass a large following, because very pretty girl, so of course she's gonna amass a large following. You have to put some safety in because I'm sure she may have been making a little bit of money from social media, or maybe a lot of money from social media, because if she's continuing to do it, she has to be incentivized some type of way in order to be doing that. You got to put money into your security, man. Having someone with you, that's going, their job is just solely to protect you, or don't go by yourself. Do not be alone, especially not in a purple Cybertruck. It's just like, just certain things that you have to know that you just don't need to do when you amass a huge following. Because again, it's going to be a large percentage of those people who love you, but it's going to be a lot of large or small percentage of those people who, they just watch you so that they can track your moves and they want to do something horrible to you, you know. So you have to be careful. And there's another, piece of this that it's going to be discovered here I have two clips of this. So let's just continue listening because just pay attention to the point that she did have a boutique or a store in Phoenix, and the glass was broken out. So she was selling, particular items in that store, and that's very key.
In 2023, a Mexican band released a song about La Nicolette called La Muchacha del Salado, or The Lady from El Salado. It's a corrido where historical events, social analysis, and drug cartels are common themes.
The corrido literally says that she's connected to them, but I don't know.
Part of the song says Pardo Molina is working and risking it in Phoenix.
It's something really bad because I have daughters, and I think about my daughters. She was very young for this to have happened to her, but I don't know if she was involved in criminal activity.
Now, the area where she was abducted, Caloocan, is the home of the Sinaloa drug cartel and considered one of the most dangerous cities in Mexico. I reached out to the Arizona Attorney General's office to see if they're communicating with Mexican authorities about this at all. I have not heard back yet. In studio for now.
And that's another thing, like, of all places in Mexico that you could, be going to back and forth to, why Sinaloa? That is definitely, where, their cartel is, and definitely one of the most dangerous cartels in the world. So, what exactly were you doing there? And in a truck that sticks out like a sore thumb, a Cybertruck already sticks out like a sore thumb, but a purple Cybertruck is definitely going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Assault charges.
New tonight, federal agencies are helping in the search for a Phoenix woman who officials say was kidnapped at gunpoint in Mexico.
It happened earlier this week, and video of the incident is now going viral online. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is looking into this case for us. He's joining us now in studio with the details. And Chase, that video is shocking.
Creepy, Mark, it really is. Now, we're told it was taken from the 20-year-old victim's Cybertruck. Now the FBI is involved in her search.
20 years old with a Cybertruck, she definitely was getting to her bag for sure.
It's not clear how this video got out, but it reportedly shows 20-year-old Nicole Pardo Molina attempt to get into her car when another pulls up beside her. The doors open and a young-looking man with a red bandana covering his face and carrying a rifle gets out. He starts pulling on Pardo Molina as she struggles against him. That's when the driver gets out and forces her into the back of their car. Both men get inside and take off. It happened on Tuesday outside a shopping center in Culiacan, Sinaloa. The state attorney general's office there, Mexico law enforcement, and the FBI now searching for her. Multiple reports say Pardo Molina is from Phoenix and would travel to Mexico frequently, where she had a small business selling clothes. She also had a shop here. Zulema Romero, who works at another business nearby, says she knew Pardo Molina.
She was a very good young woman, honestly, very hardworking.
Romero, like so many, saw the video, hoping authorities will find her.
My most sincere wishes are that the young woman, Nicole, returns. We're all shaken by this. She's a very young woman and she doesn't deserve that.
But a couple years ago, Romero says Pardo Molina's store closed after someone broke out the front windows. Pardo Molina was popular on social media, having hundreds of thousands of followers. Media outlets in Mexico claimed some of the items she sold featured cartel leaders, speculating this abduction is connected to the cartel.
I want to play that again so you guys can hear that. Play it again.
Some of the items she sold featured cartel leaders.
So, apparently she had two boutiques. One was in Phoenix and, one was in Mexico. And she was selling clothing items. And, it was said that some of those clothing items contained images of cartel leaders. So, you have to be careful dealing with these cartels. They play by a whole different set of rules. Again, not really sure why she was at 20 years old going back and forth from Phoenix to Sinaloa. And, yeah, hopefully they're able to find her okay, but, we'll just have to see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation. Should she have been in Sinaloa at 20 years old by herself in a pink Cybertruck? You know, do you think that of having all those thousands of followers on social media and being as popular as she was as an influencer, do you think she had the money to afford like some security that could detail her, be with her when she's traveling like that, to where she wouldn't be alone? Um, do you think she knew the individuals who jumped out on her and tried to kidnap her? Because I don't know, something just I don't know, it's just kind of like this part right here where she walked over to the
Attempt to
car
get into her car when another
and
pulls up.
like that right there. That's just, I don't know. I don't know what that was about. Cause she was trying to get into her car. Why would she be doing? Why would she
Attempt to
do
get into her
this?
car when another
Unless
pulls up beside.
unless she was trying to close that door. But even then, she kind of reached her arm on the inside of the door and not just try to push that door closed and jump into her car. I don't know. It's just a lot to unpack on this whole thing, and hopefully more information is released or some good news is released as far as her being found alive and well. But again, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure you hit a like on this video to get it in the algorithm and get people aware of what's going on out here, and maybe this is gonna be a lesson for another young influencer. To you gotta learn how to move out here, especially if you're gonna put yourself out there on social media platforms where you just don't know who's looking at you. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And this is Justin Paul. Peace.